Hey, what's up, Trainiacs? Triathlon Taren here. In today's daily triathlon video, we are talking about the fourth and final topic in this series of videos where I talk about if you are a triathlete like I was 8-9 years ago, trying to incorporate triathlon into my lifestyle to make a change, live more healthy, and in that lose a little bit of weight. We are talking about my favorite foods for healthy weight loss, favorite supplements I use, and foods that you should avoid. So if you haven't done it yet, accompanying this 4-part video series is a free download that you can get by going to triathlontaren.com/weight loss. By entering your email address, you will get all of the information that we've put into these videos and more, with a lot more structure in how to actually implement the exact nuts and bolts that we're going to talk about here. So let's start off today by talking about supplements. And quite frankly, a lot of them are a ripoff for a few reasons. Number one, they're often in doses that are so high that our bodies can't possibly absorb that much. And secondly, in pill form, supplements are often very hard to digest. So even though we're actually consuming those minerals, vitamins, whatever we're taking in, we might not necessarily be absorbing it nearly as well as if we had just eaten it with food. There's also risks. Anytime that you're taking a supplement that isn't in normal levels that our body is used to taking in by way of food, it risks, sure, maybe topping up zinc, for instance. I don't know why I'm picking on zinc. Zinc has always been nice to me. But if you're topping up to really high levels with one vitamin or supplement, odds are really good that it's going to throw off something else. So it does come with those risks. And finally, fat burners. Being a guy that lost a bunch of weight back in the day through bodybuilding, which I thought was healthy, I know all about fat burners, and I'm going to be honest with you. They're crap. They are pure crap. In most cases, they're essentially just uppers that are going to make you feel really fidgety, and because you feel fidgety, you're going to be like, I feel great, let's go work out, I'm going to lose a ton of weight, I am burning a candle at both ends, I'm flying here, folks. It's not right. Get the same thing if you just drank 5 to 10 cups of coffee in a lot of cases. So I approach supplements not as a thing that you need to take all the time. Basically, I take them in instances where I know I'm deficient in something. So right now in Winnipeg, we basically don't have sun touching our skin for 4-5 months a year. Basically 98% of Winnipeggers are vitamin D deficient over the course of the winter. So I supplement with vitamin D. Come summer, I don't worry about it. Now let's get to foods that promote fat loss and encourage losing weight. If you're here for a magic bullet of eat this food, you're gonna lose weight, this is the magic weight loss food, you're in the wrong place. We are Trainiacs. We like the hard work. We are dedicated, and we will do what's necessary to do it right. So these foods are more about consistency and easy swaps that you can make that are going to encourage weight loss as a part of overall health, and specifically in a way that doesn't feel like dieting. Because in my experience, if it feels like dieting, you're gonna feel deprived. It's gonna be temporary because you're always gonna have that in the back of your head that this is not how I normally eat and it's not how I wanna be eating, so you can't continue eating that way. Here you go. Water. Drink a lot of it. It helps flush out excess calories, excess food waste, all of the gunk that builds up from all of the training. It helps flush out your system, and in a healthy way, it helps you work through getting things that shouldn't be in our body out. And quite often, a feeling of hunger is actually a feeling of dehydration. So if you feel very peckish at certain times, try pounding a huge glass of water. That might end up quenching your hunger. Next thing, early in the morning when you're already in a fat burning state when you first wake up. I talked about this in the first video, as opposed to having oatmeal, cereal, toast, carbs that your body is going to very quickly say, all right, I'm gonna start burning carbs. I don't need to burn any of this fat that Taren has. What you can do is have a fat and protein based shake that I talked about in the first video of this series and is available in that email download. And it's going to keep your body in a fat burning mode as opposed to slamming yourself with carbs and all of a sudden kicking your body out of burning fat. Then at the end of the night, the same sort of principle applies. About 3 to 4 hours from bedtime, you should be backing off the amount of calories that you eat. If you, like me, like having a little bit of something in your stomach to be able to get to sleep, sleep is very important for weight loss. I find that having a nut butter, a sunflower seed butter, an almond butter, something like that just to settle your stomach is way better than a bunch of carbs. If you have a bunch of carbs right before bed, those carbs have about 2 hours to burn through your system. If they don't burn through your system, your body says, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll hang on to these carbs and store them right here or in Taren's love handles for later, just in case we run into any rough patches. Nut butters, on the other hand, take about 4 to 6 hours to digest, so it's a much longer burn and you're less likely to gain weight. If you really want to lose weight, compress the amount of calories that you have throughout the course of a day into a shorter eating window. And in that email series, I talk about how you can calculate the exact amount of calories that you should be having to lose weight. So making sure that you do have enough in that shorter eating window, but a lot of cyclists and runners will not eat past, say, 7 or 8 o'clock. They'll actually start getting themselves into a fat burning mode before they even go to bed. Next, some things that you really need to avoid are like the easy hidden liquid calories. These are creamers and things in your coffee. These are salad dressings that are bought from the store that have tons of sugar in them. These are things like, I'm sorry, ketchup and barbecue sauce lovers, but essentially you're hooked on sugar eating those. These are pops, which are probably about as dangerous, I would say, as cigarettes. That might be a little extreme, but they are really bad. Diet drinks, surprisingly, have actually been associated with more weight gain than typical pops. And that says a lot because typical pops, like you caking it on there, son. And this could be about a 5-hour video, but in that email series, I try to lay out the benefits specifically of veganism, keto dieting, paleo dieting, how they all have really good premises, and you can take little bits of it to create an overall diet that doesn't feel like you're on a restriction diet, but you're just on a survival diet in a good sort of way. And then you are looking at sustainable weight loss that doesn't feel like you're depriving yourself of anything. It doesn't feel like you're always on a diet and you're restricting things. It just becomes part of your lifestyle that you don't even think about. And you can cheat a little bit. You can have pizza occasionally. You can have last night I had a cookie and a cupcake for dessert. If you understand where everything fits in, the timing of things, the amount of things that you can eat, it's all going to be so much more enjoyable than a really restrictive diet. And you just need to follow some very basic principles that you can find at triathlontaren.com/weight loss. I think and I hope that this has helped a lot of you as it helped me. And like I said, disclaimer, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor, I'm just playing one on the internet. This is for informational purposes only, and consult your local physician before you enter a weight loss program. If anyone isn't yet subscribed and they want to get our daily triathlon videos, hit the subscribe button below. And please, if you have a weight loss journey that we've been a part of or you've just done on your own, hit me up in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Happy eating. Because that's what it's all about. Let's eat. I'm going to dinner now.